Greetings, Space Marines. Okay, we got a new patch. Patch 4.5. The 4.5 update for Space Marines 2 is now live. In addition to bringing a new secondary weapon to all players, patch 4.5 provides buffs to a handful of primary weapons and addresses a number of bugs and connection issues. Read the patch below. Okay, so this new Neo-volkite pistol is going to be very interesting. I'm definitely going to bring it out in PvP. But yeah, I would like to read more about it. Patch notes, new weapon, Neo-volkite pistol. The pistol, a powerful thermal ray weapon, is now available for the Assault, Vanguard, and Bulwark classes. I will likely be bringing it out on the Bulwark. Unlike other weapons, the Neo-volkite pistol blasts a heat ray onto your enemies, dealing accumulative thermal damage. Focusing on one enemy will ramp up the damage until it generates a localized explosion for huge damage to your target and all nearby enemies. Oh, AoE. Dude, it looks clean. I like it. Okay, interesting. You know what? It might have pretty good PvP damage with that considered. Whoa, wait! Uh-oh, that's not good. That's disappointing, dude. Please note that the Neo-volkite pistol will only be available in operations mode for now as we continue to experiment with balancing in PvP. Dude, get out of here, dude. Let me do the experimenting for PvP. Are you kidding me? It will be added to Eternal War mode in our next major update alongside a new operations map. Guys, come on. That's disappointing. That's crazy. How terrible, like, dude, all right, well, whatever. I'm still gonna try it out. A new enemy and, oh, okay, so next update, we are getting a new operations map and a new enemy and Dark Angels cosmetics. Dude, I had a comment the other day going super off on Space Marines 2 saying all this crazy stuff, like we're not gonna get any updates until next year. And it's just like, dude, some of these people are just super blinded with rage. And in a moment like this, I can slightly understand how disappointment can kind of get you to overreact, but I'm still going to appreciate what we're getting here. So it is what it is. But yes, I am disappointed that we are not getting the pistol in PvP right now. I am extra disappointed about it. However, I'm going to take the new content with a smile on my face because it's new content, man. I'm not going to sit here and complain about it, even though I am disappointed. Until then, though, you'll be able to try it out against your friends in Battle Barge Sparring Arena. Okay, no. Yeah, so I'm just going to assume right now that they didn't get the weapon ready for PvP for whatever reason. If we could use it in the Battle Barge, there's absolutely zero reason we can't use it in Eternal War. Unless it's super crazy. Oh, okay, here, we at least have some balancing tweaks. Operations mode only. Okay, dude. That's starting to get annoying, actually. Balancing tweaks. Weapons, operations mode only. Plasma incinerator, slightly reduced amount of heat generated. Oh, okay, so it got a buff. That's interesting. Fixed a bug that would cause several versions not producing heat at all. Okay. Weird. Whoever was getting their plasma incinerator, and yeah, it just wasn't getting any heat. That's pretty cool. You had an infinite plasma incinerator for a little bit. Oh, what's going on here? Bolt sniper rifle. Fire rate increased. Headshot bonus increased. Bolt sniper got a buff. Okay, that's cool. These are some cool buffs, actually. Huh. All right. Oh, hey, the Oculus Bolt Carbine. Scope added. Headshot bonus increased by about 33%. Dude, that's pretty good. That's the, yeah, okay. I can see where some of these changes in PvP would be a little odd. Bolt Carbine, SMG, adjusted damage fall-off curve. Base damage increased by 50% for the first 10 meters. After that, the damage drops to original pre-patch value. Okay. That's pretty cool. Oh, hey, auto bolt rifle. Max ammo increased by 1. Yeah, people aren't going to be happy about that. General fixes, fixed a bug causing on. Oh, hey, they fixed the locked DLC cosmetic bug. Cool. Let's really hope that works. Fixed a bug causing the sniper perk targeted shot to not work after swapping weapons. Fixed a bug causing the sniper invisibility not getting removed after a shot in rare cases. Fixed a bug preventing players from muting the others in PvP. I'm going to be testing that. Fixed several perks not triggering correctly from enemy kills. Fixed a bug that prevented certain weapon perks from triggering correctly when reaching a specific HP threshold. And tech improvements. So, okay. This is cool. This is cool. I have some thoughts. First of all, sniper. I personally believe that this buff should have been in PvP also. In fact, this dev team needs to understand that PvP is probably, at least for the, for the foreseeable future, could be a lot more active than they think it is. And it's kind of upsetting seeing that we don't get that pistol in PvP. Maybe one or two of these balancing changes could have been added to PvP. But for the most part, SMG does not need a buff for PvP. The scope bolt carbine headshot bonus for PvP would have been fine, I think. But for the most part, the only thing I really wanted to see buffed in PvP would be the sniper. This is kind of disappointing for sure. I think we have a good patch here, but like, consider the fact that we got a patch a little bit ago. I'm not like that disappointed. As a PvP player, I'm disappointed, but as a, fan of Space Marines 2, I'm not that disappointed. Oh, we got some comments here. Thanks for the ultra zoom fix. Awesome. I'm going to use it. What kind of buffs are this? Oh, sheesh. We are still in great need of bullet sponge enemies being addressed in some way. I don't know. You guys got to focus your targets, man. You guys really got to focus your targets, because that doesn't happen if you actually play together as a team. The fact that we still need to put 5 to 6 relic bolt rifle shots into a gaunt to kill it is not acceptable. Across the board, with the singular exception of cultist, enemies are too tanky and spongy. Look, let's try out the buffs first, but this pistol could just shred everything. Who knows? The bolt buffs from the previous patch made things slightly better, but it did not address the core issue, which is just that enemies have too much health. To my knowledge, this was acknowledged as an issue by the devs some time ago, so when can we expect an actual effort being made to fix it? Whoa, get in line, buddy. Get in line, okay? PvP players, we have been waiting for any sort of update to this game for quite a bit, dude. Just because you can't pay attention to your teammates and actually, focus an enemy. Now, if you're playing solo, I feel bad for you. That's rough. But for the most part, there are ways around the bullet sponginess. And again, we have to try out these weapons first. So I do believe that bolt sniper buff is going to be really strong. Still no news about FSR3 frame generation. Frame generation could save mine and a lot of other games' performance with how insanely CPU bound it is. Fair enough. That's actually kind of a good point. But yeah, let's not. Oh, hey. Somebody responded to the bullet sponge enemy. I'm starting to think they're not going to. It's literally just a numeric change, and it's taken them months. Yeah, because some of you guys complain about literally everything. Like, we can't just absolutely trust everyone's complaints about this game, because some of them are absolutely insane. But for the most part, I can understand bullet spongy enemies if you're playing solo, because then you literally can't focus any enemies down with your teammates because you have minds of their own NPC there. So. Oh, here's a Praise the Emperor. Awesome. Somebody actually appreciating the patch. I'm actually super excited to jump in and try out the Neo-volkite pistol. I'm just very, very disappointed we didn't get anything for PvP. Like, that is insane. I don't know. We really need that test server, because I personally believe that sniper buff could have been in PvP and it would have been fine. Like, that's exactly the type of buff I've been asking for. Oh, sorry. I don't know what that happened there. Okay, let's, oh, here it is. Some more talk about this bullet sponginess. It's probably because you don't really understand how the game works. You don't need to put 5 to 6 relic bolt shots into a gaunt to kill them. In fact, the headshot is one hit KO on gaunts with all bolt weapons. Instead of endlessly asking for these weapons to be made massively overpowered specifically for you, why don't you let the developers slowly implement their own changes at their own pace instead of pandering to the most vocal but least skilled whiners? Whew. Yeah, that's a solid comment right there. They've already buffed bolt weapons twice already. Why don't you actually play the game before complaining about bolt weapons not being strong enough? And I know you haven't played it yet because the patch just dropped literally 5 minutes ago. God, this community, most gaming communities are so awful and petulant and whiny. Okay, so relax. you had them in the first half. Okay, you did not have to keep, did not have to keep going at them. But he has a point. He has a point about gaming communities becoming more whiny recently. I would say within the last couple years for sure. Pretty much ever since Fortnite. I'll go that far. Oh, sheesh. Okay, yep, some more dooming comments, I believe. At the end of the year, the player count will drop to only 2,000, 5,000 players per day. You should invest resources in the horde mode if you can't attract both old and new players. Your next season pass won't sell for sure. To be honest, it's incredibly boring. I don't even want to download it no matter what kind of update it is. Okay. Yeah, cosmetics aren't super exciting, but we do have a new pistol and stuff to try out. But yeah, I do believe we're getting a new update next month. So just relax, guys. Jesus. Holy cow. Yeah, the horde mode definitely can't come out soon enough, though. I'm super excited for it. It's different from Darktide, which I always download and play whenever there's a new update. So here's the thing. I would love to see what your comments about Darktide were about 2 years ago. Or whenever it came out. Well, it's been like 2 years or something, right? So comparing it to a game that's been like steadily upgraded for quite a bit to a game that kind of just came out in comparison, is kind of insane. Saber, you haven't learned anything from World War Z. You just can't attract old and new players the way you should. Look, I do think there is something to be said about this patch. I think this patch was a little undercooked. And I believe that's the case because the Volkite pistol isn't available for PvP. However, we still got some pretty nice stuff here, and I do believe we are getting a patch next month. So, I don't know. Next month, they're saying new enemy, new operation, Dark Angels cosmetics, and with the addition to the Neo-volkite pistol being in PvP. But yeah, dude, this is the one time I actually feel disappointed from a patch, is the Neo-volkite pistol. The upgrade, the patch that everyone flipped out about with the mobs, I didn't really play operations that much on it. I did play it a little bit, and it was kind of insane, but they fixed it pretty fast, so I don't know. I don't really think the dev team deserves all of this doom and gloom. However, at the same point, like, I do think they need to possibly put in a little bit more into these patches if they can, or at the very least, add some PvP stuff, because the PvP mode is going to get people more interested into playing this game for a long time than the PvE, for the most part. Because, again, like what this guy says, he probably played operations, strictly only operations, since the game came out, and he's already looking for other games, which is fine, dude. Just because you want to play another game doesn't mean, like, there's something wrong with the game you were just playing. Specifically in the case that you were committed to the game, you played the game, you beat the game, and now you're complaining about the game, and it's like, okay, well, you did get what you needed out of it. You spent 3 months creating content, wasting time and resources. No wonder people keep tossing your company around. If you can't come up with content, then use your resources wisely to create servers for modders and allow open modding. Look at Bethesda. They sell only a few games, but they lasted nearly 20 years. Okay. See, whenever someone's like, look at Bethesda, just do what they're doing, take their comment with a grain of salt. I get it, modding can go a long way, but this game would have benefited way more seeing certain PvP additions than just full-blown allow open modding and completely ruin the online base of your game. This is kind of a bad comment. Praise the Emperor. We appreciate your swift content releases. A little disappointed that only 3 classes are able to use the Volkite, but alas, I am happy it is here. We also appreciate the buffs to bolters. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna see the community fallout on the bolter patch, because they literally just added 1 ammo. But I feel an increase to 5 to 10% across the board will be perfect, especially as certain weapons, La Fazul, are leagues above the bolter weapons as for now. So I do believe the LF sniper should be the best, like, single hit weapon in the game. You have to charge it, you need the headshots. The headshot multiplier is the thing that makes that weapon go boom. So it would be kind of odd if the bolt weapons were the same, you know? But cool. Actually a good comment, so this is nice. Okay, so apparently this guy is responding to the bullet sponge comment. I'm afraid this questioning and these problems will continue for a long time. No feedback from Focus at the moment. No idea what they're taking into account, what they plan to do or not. It's really unfortunate, especially for new casual players and all that who's left since 4.0. Okay, new and casual players aren't going to care about bullet sponge's enemies because they're playing on easy mode. And all these weapons are buffed, have been buffed steadily since the beginning of the game. This, again, another moot point from a guy who's trying to complain about an update. For the moment, there's nothing new likely to bring many players back. Yeah, probably not. Yeah, just one pistol isn't going to bring a lot of people back, but for the people who are here, I'm excited to try it out. The only thing that really kind of, again, dampers the update is the fact that this pistol is not available for PvP, and it feels like they could have done that. There's absolutely zero excuse that it's not ready for PvP, but it's ready for the Battle Barge 1v1 goof around. That's a little suspicious. Unless this pistol is just super good that if you used it in PvP, people are going to think you're hacking. The game will remain broken. The game's not broken. Stop. The community will remain fractured and no Jesus. Dude, these people seriously need to go outside. Like, the community, I read comments all day, man. Most people are kind of fine with the state of the game. They're having fun. They're finding things to enjoy. They're not super salty about one thing that wasn't buffed, that they wanted to get buffed, and they're letting that ruin their experience. Sorry, but if you're complaining about a game so much that it actively ruins how you enjoy it, you need to step outside. No patch capable of generating consensus seems to be on the horizon. I doubt it. This patch is definitely probably going to be disappointing for most players. At least the way everyone gets hyped up about bolter buffs. And for me, I'm a PvPer. I've actually been super happy about every patch I've seen besides this patch because I thought the Volkite pistol would have been available for PvP. I'm afraid things will take time, too much time. It's really a waste. No. Again, somebody just mentioned Darktide. It takes a bit sometimes. The game's in a pretty good spot. I actually enjoy the game right now. I'm excited to try out the new pistol. I'm just disappointed we didn't get any PvP buffs. Or PvP updates at all. In the meantime, let's see what this In the meantime, let's see what this 4.5 gives. The Volkite pistol has been awaited for a long time. Even the eligible classes are not unanimous, also for historical reasons. Sure enough. Yeah, I guess. Okay. I'm going to chill with reading some of these comments. There are some good comments here. There are definitely some people who are disappointed, but for the most part, the way I'm feeling, I think it's a good patch for people who play operations. I think if you're a PvP player, you are like me right now. You're a tad bit disappointed. However, anyone who's disappointed, leave your complaints at the door when you leave, because don't come back in December when we get a new operation and start talking about how fun this game is, and then we have Horde mode, and then, you know, we're getting a lot of good updates, and I don't think people are truly kind of recognizing that. But yeah, for the most part, I can understand where some of the complaints are going to be in this patch. It's definitely, okay, here's the pistol, here's a few buffs, and that's it. So, I don't know. Either way, I'm excited to try out the Volkite pistol. I'm a little disappointed I can't try it out on PvP, but it is what it is. Either way. I'm excited. This is a great patch. Well, it's a patch. It's an additional to the game. It's a fine patch. I am still a little bit disappointed we're not getting any PvP changes at all. Or an additional pistol. That would have been super cool. But we are getting it eventually, so I will be patient for now. Hang in there, guys. If you're like me, who still enjoys the game, but who's a little bit disappointed that this patch didn't have too much in it, stay patient. Now, if you're like the players who are complaining about every patch we have, it's time for you to move on. Like, if you seriously spend most of your time complaining about a game, you're in a bad spot. Okay. But yeah. Either way, a nice update. I will appreciate it for now. Tad bit disappointed we didn't get the pistol for PvP. It is what it is.